As U.S. visa interviews resume after being suspended for a few weeks, many students planning to study in the U.S. are having trouble scheduling interviews. If you need a U.S. visa, don't give up and visit the reservation site regularly. Today, I'm going to give you important tips on the enhanced SNS screening. In today's video, there are also some U.S. visa interview tips that I want to emphasize that you absolutely must know, so please listen carefully until the end. First, the most frequently asked question these days. What should I do if I marked no SNS when submitting my DS-160? Many of you have already completed submitting your DS-160 before the enhanced SNS screening, right? In this case, there are several solutions. The best way is to resubmit your DS-160 application if you haven't set an interview date yet, even if it's a hassle. But what if I've already paid the interview fee with my existing application? I've already paid the interview application fee, so do I have to pay again? No? If you have already paid the interview application fee, click Close Existing Application and apply for new in your interview application account and enter a new DS-160 number in the new application, and you will not need to pay again. The interview application fee you paid can be used for 365 days. I have already made an interview date reservation with great difficulty. What should I do in this case? If there is an available interview slot, you can cancel the existing interview and make an interview with the application form. The problem is that in the current situation where it is very difficult to get an interview slot, if you have an interview reservation that you have barely secured, it is difficult to change the DS-160 application form to a new one while giving up the reserve slot. Previously, if you had an interview scheduled and created a new DS-160, you could bring the confirmation letter of the new DS-160 to the embassy interview and have it changed on site. However, unfortunately, starting from May 2025, you will need to cancel the interview reservation and reapply for an interview with a new application form in order to change the DS-160. Therefore, if there are changes to your DS-160 after your interview has already been scheduled, especially if you need to change or update your SNS account information, here's how to do it. First, go to the embassy a little early, as your appointment is scheduled. And if you tell the staff member who is doing the initial document review that you need to update your SNS account, they will give you a purple piece of paper and help you edit your DS-160. After that, if you edit your DS-160 within the given time and come back, you will be able to attend the interview without any problems. These days, most applicants receive a green letter after completing their interview due to the strengthened SNS review. A green letter is a letter that you receive when you have passed the interview but need to submit additional documents. In this case, the green letter you receive states that they will review your SNS and inform you of the final visa review result. After the interview, the visa review result will be announced within a week, whether it is rejected or approved. In most cases, if there are no problematic activities on SNS, it will be approved. If approved, you can receive your passport with the visa stamped on it again in about a week. While submitting our students' visa applications, I also check their SNS accounts once in a while. Then, in some cases, there were Instagram accounts with no profile pictures or posts, as if they had hastily deleted all their posts, but they had over 200 followers. The person may not feel anything strange, but to a third party, it may seem like they are hiding something or that their SNS is not normal, so I advise them to create a profile picture or highlight. Also, there was a case where a student entered their ID incorrectly and an Indian man's SNS account appeared, so those who are helping with visa applications should definitely check their students' accounts once before submitting them. Today, I learned how to resolve the issue of not entering their SNS account information on the DS-160 by mistake or because they thought it was unnecessary. The most basic requirement for U.S. visa review is not to submit false information. It is not only recently that harsh measures are taken without leniency if you provide false information during a visa interview or border inspection in the United States. This is because there have been many cases in the past where people were immediately deported from the airport after giving vague or false information to the immigration officer upon entry. However, please do not go to the interview with too much fear or trepidation. Consular officers are simply people who clearly confirm your purpose of visiting the United States and issue a visa as confirmation of that. They are not people who are trying to find your mistakes and harass you. So there is no need to act fearful or intimidated. If you act that way, they may find you suspicious. However, you should never act too confident or arrogant. If you go to the interview wearing a t-shirt with a curse word on it or wear excessive makeup and inappropriate clothing, the consul will be friendly. There is a high chance that your documents will not be reviewed. If you confidently present your documents with a bright smile and answer the questions honestly, your visa will be issued without any problems, no matter how difficult the U.S. visa interview becomes. If you are successful in obtaining a U.S. visa and need help, please contact Schools on Air. So students preparing for U.S. exchange student programs should receive thorough support from Schools on Air. We at Schools on Air provide you with real-time updates on study abroad information. Subscribe and like. If you click, we will come back with more useful news next time. Thank you for watching.